Sorry to interrupt.
Are you okay?
I need to get out of a toxic relationship.
Why don't you start by telling us what brought you here?
My boss, he's different.
You can't get him out of your head.
No.
I need your assistance.
I'm coming, Master!
Oh, you feel like he could destroy you with the snap of his fingers.
Wouldn't even need to snap.
Okay.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, what?
Renfield, bring in innocent victims. I want a handful of nuns, a busload of cheerleaders.
And I just want a normal life again. But this modern world is a dangerous place.
Thank you. You saved my life. Did I watch you cut a guy with a decorative serving platter?
It's all in the wrist. Let me explain. My boss gave me this power. In return, I tend to his needs, including care, feeding.
You bring in people to eat? You're like the guy that gets the villain's Postmates.
But if you were to stop focusing on his needs, what would happen?
He won't grow to full power.
Exactly. He won't grow to full power. What? That's so weird. Why would you phrase it like that? But yes. Hi. Are you here for the meeting? Well, come on.
No! Some call me the Dark One. Others, the Lord of Death. To most, I am Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
Now, let's eat.
Hey up, it's Steve. Nearly forgot to unmute myself. Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to Magnificent Mondays. And as you may guess, we're doing Renfield, a new film which came out this year, which is cool. So I'm just tidying up. Yes, Renfield from 2023, which is this year. Directed by Chris McKay, or is it pronounced Mackay? Don't know. Who you may know, who did Grace is here. Dracula, yes. And a message here from earlier on. From TH4397. He's a stormtrooper, I don't know. Renfield was superb, yes, it is. Couldn't understand the negative reviews. I mean, Nicolas Cage as a camp Dracula mixed with Hoult as a virtual superhero with loads of blood and action. Where did it go wrong? I've no idea, because it was a big disappointment at the box office. It was a flop. But we'll get into that in a moment. Anyway, Chris McKay directed it. He also did Tomorrow War, that film with Chris Pratt that were on Amazon. I think we're an Amazon film, which were very good. I enjoyed that. And he also did the Lego Batman movie, which I've not seen. I've only seen one of the Lego movies, which was the first one. I've not seen any of the others. But I think he cut his directorial teeth on Robot Chicken, that TV series. Right, what else? What else can we say? Obviously, it stars Nicolas Cage, as you've seen. Nicholas Hoult, how do you pronounce it? Aquafina. Her real name is Nora Lum. And despite being 35, she both looks like a pouty toddler and an old woman at the same time. But never mind, that's her. Who else is in it? Ben Schwartz, Shore Agdashlu, whose voice you'll recognise if you don't know the name. And many more. Budget for it was $65 million, and it only grossed 26.7. What was its worldwide gross? Does it say here something? Yes, 26.7 million worldwide. So it was a huge flop, and it didn't get good reviews either, to be honest. On Rotten Tomatoes, 58% on critic scores. What does it say for? It doesn't say for audience scores, but I bet it's better for the audience, but it doesn't say on Wikipedia, which is what I'm looking at now. Anyway, So it flopped at the box office, but it's really good. I think it may have not done as well as they expected because it went out around the same time, or maybe at the same time, as John Wick Chapter 4. And this is kind of like John Wick with Dracula in it. It is. But anyway. Windgrace says, I think the reviewers were still riding the train of Nick Cage makes bad movies now and hadn't gotten the memo yet. He makes great movies. Have they not seen Willy's Wonderland? It doesn't say a word in it, I don't think. Maybe one, I don't know. But that's an amazing film as well. All of Nicolas Cage's films are amazing, even the bad ones. Yes, I'm looking at you, the Wicker Man. The bees, the bees. Oh, terrible. But hilarious. Right. What else? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Right. I've actually got notes. Look, I made notes, printed them out. I wrote them on my phone and printed them out. For instance, Nicolas Cage spent 3.5 hours in makeup, in the makeup chair, then did a 12-hour shooting day. This is for his, you see, 3 stages of Nicolas Cage's decrepit Dracula face. And then for stage 1, where he looks the worst, he spent 3.5 hours in the makeup chair, then did a 12-hour shooting day, and then it took another hour for him to get it off. And then we'll get to the other stuff. The other one I've told you, Aquafina, 35, real name Nora Lum, of Chinese and Korean ancestry. Anyway, where were we? Right, so we'll get on with the film. But before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Join us in the chat, but be nice. I've had some nasty people saying horrible things to me today, which kind of got me a little bit upset, and I nearly cancelled this show, to be completely honest. I did, and I thought, I'm not in the mood, but I thought, what the heck, it's just trolls. Right, we're live on YouTube. Yes, we are, just make sure. Yes, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Rumble, and we're live on Twitch. Yay! And I can't share it for some reason. So let me try again. I tried to share it. No, it didn't doing it. Don't know why. Not sharing on X for some weird, bizarre reason. Never mind. Yes, Doctor Who hate. Yes, because I liked it. I liked the episode. Although I understand why some people didn't like the episode, but I did. I didn't like parts of it, but as a whole, I enjoyed the episode. I'm not going to let a few little parts of the episode spoil the rest of my enjoyment of it. But anyway, that's by the by. That's something else. Right, let's get on with this film. Yes, I was saying that one time, the live and stuff. Later on, I'll upload it to Spotify, Amazon Music Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. I'm also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. By the way, that's what we're watching, Renfield. There's the Blu-ray. I watched it earlier on. There's a few special features on. It's not mad, but there's a good commentary, but not from any of the stars or the director. It's from the crew, that special effects people and people like that. One of the producers, nobody, important. I know they're all important, but nobody at the forefront of making the film could be bothered, apparently. But anyway, it was an interesting and amusing commentary, which is where I got some of my information from. Right, where were we? Links are in the description. As I have links to my 2 books, Silent Predator, short horror novella, about big cats eating people in a North Yorkshire village. There you go, it's only thin, look. And Mercury Rapids, there we go. Light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff and all that jazz, and that's a bit thicker. Right, they're on Amazon Kindle and paperback. It's about $10.99 UK money, pounds. That's what we use for Mercury Rapids, and I can't remember how much Silent Predator is. It's about £3 or £4, something like that. I don't know. Yes, how dare I have my own opinion, and I wish this had done better. It would have been an interesting way to build a better dark universe. Yes. The director, Chris McKay, I didn't write this in my notes, but I've just remembered it. The director, Chris McKay, has said he wants it to be viewed as a direct sequel to the 1931 Dracula. And as we'll see as we're looking at the film, they do recreate parts of that film. Right, anyway, so, right, we're off. We're off and run. By the way, I hope you all had over there in America land. I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving and a happy Thanksgiving and a peaceful Thanksgiving. And yeah, lots of turkey and cranberry sauce. I'm not a big fan. cranberry sauce. It's all right. And all the trimmings and whatever else you eat. I don't know, meatloaf, ham. I don't know what you have. Right, let's get on with it. I'll make myself titchy tiny. Right, here we go. Add to stage. Right, we're off. I forgot to mute it as well, I think. So I'll try to remember. There we go. Let's see what happens. There we go. The Universal logo comes on. There we go. Just still a lovely logo. I prefer the old like 70s one where you used to say an MCA company, but anyway. Right, we begin with good one. With Nicholas Hoult, who you may know from X-Men, the newer X-Men, First Class and onwards. He played the Beast, didn't he? Hank, what's his face? I forgot his name. Never mind. And also, my son reminded me, because while I was rewatching it earlier on, he came down and said, "Oh, who's that?" I said, "That's Nicholas Hoult." And he went, "Oh, he's in Mad Max Fury Road." I said, "Oh, yes, he is. He plays one of the people in that." Meanwhile, Wingris says, "Don't eat meatloaf, but I guess we could listen to him." Well, yes, can listen to him, but he's passed away, hasn't he? Anyway, where were we? Right, we're learning all about... we're starting off, that's what, we're starting off in a, what they call it, like a therapy group, where you all sit in a circle and talk. Is Renfield, hang on, McCoy, they made a Star Trek X-Men crossover just to do the Dr. McCoy joke, where Beast, yes, Hank McCoy, that's it, where Beast and Bones get confused. Cool. I presume that's in the comics. Okie dokie. Obviously, there's another Star Trek connection, isn't there, with Hank McCoy, Kelsey Grammer, who you may have seen at the end of The Marvels, I think it is, which I've not seen. But anyway, 2 comics and 1 novel, says Windgrace. What are you up to? Oh, she's back on top of the fire. The cat. Anyway, right. We're in this therapy group. It's for like people in toxic relationships. Codependency, that's it. A codependency group. So this is where they're all talking about the people that they're codependent on. And we're listening, we're going to in a moment, listening to a girl called, I think, Cynthia. I'm going to have to check. I'm going to have to just know what I'm like with names. What did that do that for? I'm sure there's a ghost in my machine. Is it Cynthia? No, it's Caitlin. I knew it began with C. Caitlin, played by Bess Rouse. So we're going to be listening to Caitlin. She's talking about Mitch, who we're going to meet in a bit. We're seeing all the bits and bobs of the, there we go, Dependent Relationship Anonymous Addiction Group. There we go. That's what they're in. There's Caitlin. And in the commentary, they were saying this actress, they couldn't remember her name, but they said she was amazing. She could cry on demand or do any emotion you wanted on demand. They said she was, she was really, really good. Anyway, so she's talking about Mitch, who is a partner, and they got together. He promised to show her the world, but he's horrible. And then we cut to Renfield thinking back to his time with Dracula, and it's all kicking off. Look, people are dying. There we go. And then he says, "Oh no, that was a bit much. Let's go back to the beginning." And then we cut to the original 1931 Dracula, directed by Todd Browning, where they've used the original footage but inserted Nicolas Cage instead of Bela Lugosi and Nicholas Hoult instead of Dwight Fry. So there we go. So we'll see that in a moment. There he is. I am Dracula. So here we go. So he's doing. We're seeing all this. He's remembering about the deal he made with Dracula. He would get eternal life if he did Dracula's bidding. And they're doing the "I don't drink wine." By the way, another bit of trivia. Of course, Nicolas Cage is part of the Coppola family. Coppola. I've always said Coppola. Part of the Coppola family. Francis Ford Coppola is his uncle, and obviously he directed the Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. So there we go. What else? Oh, his accent. Apparently his accent, Nicolas Cage's accent that he uses in this film, is based on his dad. Said his dad had this like mid-Atlantic accent, which is like halfway between like an English accent and American accent, isn't it? So he like affected that accent to be Dracula. I presume instead of just going like full blah blah and like Bela Lugosi. But anyway, so he's showing what he gets up to. I think that's the Demeter, isn't it? Coming to England, including staff changes. That's what I had to deal with. Finding him victims, staff changes, tidying up after him, etc. This is where we learn that he eats bugs to get his powers. It's not really explained why or how. We know why, but we don't know how. How the bugs, he says their life force gives him superpowers or gives him power. And he says, he actually says in the film, it just works, so don't think too much about it. All the bugs, obviously, he's not eating real bugs. He's not, who is it now? Who is it eats real bugs? Is it Nicole Kidman? Somebody like that, isn't it, that likes to eat real bugs? Because they're full of protein. Get them away, give us a steak. But he's not eating real bugs. They're edible bugs, specially made. They had a bug food person that made them. And apparently he really liked them all. I presume they're made out of like jello, whatever, and stuff that's edible. But there were one sort that he didn't like, and he says, "I'll not eat any of those." He tried one, thought it was disgusting. They called it a potato bug. I don't know if it was a potato bug or if it were a bug made out of potato. I don't know. But he hated that one, and he wouldn't eat any of the others. But he said, "I'll eat all the others." So anyway, so he eats a bug, and then there we go. That happens to his eyes when he eats a bug, and he gets super powered. And so anyway, so he's going to help Dracula. Here we are. This is sometime in the past. I don't know when. But one of these people in here, I think, is William Ragsdale. I'm sure they said that in the commentary. I'm going to have to check now. On IMDb, because I forgot to check earlier on because I'm an idiot. It'll be in all cast and crew, no doubt. I'm sure it said one of them's it might be him, William Ragsdale. Who you may know from Fright Night, another vampire film. See, I'm looking down this list now. Bloody hell, there's a lot of people in this film. Oh dear. No, I can't see it. Well, they're lying. So I'm going to have to look for the character now. What do you reckon he is? Priest, bishop? I don't know. Let's have a look. Renfield, Dracula, Rebecca, blah, blah, blah. Weird Kevin, whoever he is. Apache Joe, we'll meet him in a bit. Don't tell him his name's racist. That's what they say in the film. Annoyed customer. Come on. Older priest, William Ragsdale. This is William Ragsdale. Yes, he is. Obviously, as I said, was in Fright Night, played Billy in Fright Night. And so there we go. Looks different there, doesn't it? It looks different there. Right. Anyway, so this is sometime in the past. Don't know when. The hunters have come to get Dracula. Here he is. They think they've got him cornered. He's running to help. But then Dracula dives for this priest. But then he's trapped, look, in a like a containment circle, whatever they call it. A blessed circle. So he can't escape. And I don't know who this fella is. Kind of got Section 31 vibes for him. Is he from the future? But there you go, protection circle. So he's trying to set a Renfield, you don't need to work for Dracula again. We can destroy him and you'll be free. There you go, free. But Dracula talks him round and tells him, I'm your only salvation. I'm the one that gives your life purpose and all that, blah, blah, blah. And in the deleted scene, this was extended originally, but they've cut a bit of it out, maybe so they don't upset Catholics, because the priest says, he says, "I'll be free. Do you promise?" or whatever. He says, "Yes, you have my word." And the priest says, "Yes, you have the word of the most trusted organization in the world, the Catholic Church." And then he changes it. He frees Dracula. He breaks the circle with his slipper. So Dracula comes down and kills everybody. So he goes into the priest, blows him up, turns himself into smoke, goes into the priest and blows him up. It's very violent and gory, by the way, is this film. And it's full spoilers as well, obviously. And there you go. He starts getting burnt. Somebody pulled did a Peter Cushing and pulled the blinds down. Not blinds, drapes. Pulled the drapes down. So he sets on fire, but not before. He sets the other fella on fire. And there you go. He saves the day, does Renfield, and covers him up. And come on, get on with it. Covers him up and says, "Master, are you all right?" No. So he's not looking well. So he's got to nurse him back to health. And there we go. Then it's up to me to clean up the mess and nurse Dracula back to health by killing people or abducting people and bringing them back for Dracula to feed on. Anyway, because they keep calling him a serial killer, but he does kill a lot of people. But most of the time, I think he just knocks them out because he uses ether, chloroform, whatever, and knocks them out and takes them back. But some of them he takes back dead. And his voice, Nicholas Hoult's voice in this is very got his bloody name now. Hugh Grant, that's the fella. It sounds a lot like Hugh Grant to me. Anyway, right. So then we cut back to present day. He's in this bar restaurant called Mulattes. By the way, it's set in New Orleans, or as they keep calling it in the film, New Orleans. And a lot of it were filmed in New Orleans. There were some sets where there were big action sequences and stuff and all that, but I think we're mostly on location. Is where we're learning that he's found this place for him to stay, and his pen runs out, so he borrows a pen. There we go, from a sexy waitress. We've missed her, so we'll go back. There we go. He's super attractive. What's this? Probably won't be now. By the way, he's very the singer from The Cure, Robert, what's his face, going there, aren't he? Come on, give you a pen. Whoa. Oh, you can lend me a pen any day. Here we go. Native pronunciation, Norlins. Yeah. Hey, bless him. Bless him. Anyway, so we're back at the group, the codependency group, and we were learning that Mitch is into ska music, SKA, ska, and she goes into it, and they're all saying they hate that. He says, "I hate that sort of music," and says, "Sorry, Caitlin," and said, "Is that the one that's 99% hordes?" Caitlin starts like defending it for some reason. There you go. But anyway, and then he like laughs, does Renfield, and said, "No, I swallowed a bug unintentionally." And somebody says, "Well, what other ways that to swallow a bug?" I don't know. Ask Nicole Kidman. Anyway, I asks Renfield if he's got anything to say. Renfield says no, basically. So right. He's saying he goes out to find victims for Dracula, but he's saying, but not these victims. What he's going to do is going to get Mitch, going to sort Mitch out for Caitlin. So that's what's going to happen next. On there he says that's a key line in this film. No one's ever going to call me a hero. And obviously, he does get called a hero. There we go. He's eating the buggers on his way out, and so it's made his eyes go. Right, now we're going to meet Mitch. That's Mitch, the fellow that likes ska. And it turns out he's stolen a load of drugs from the Lobos, which is a big crime family in New Orleans. But they've stolen loads of drugs, loads of cocaine from them. And so this fella here is worried about it. That we've stolen the drugs. They're going to come and get us. They're not going to let us get away with this. And they're not, because this is where we're going to meet Apache Joe soon. So anyway, but Renfield arrives, and they think the Lobos have sent him to kill them. He says, "No, I'm a friend of Caitlin," and they don't know that yet. He says, "So who do you think I am?" And they said that a hitman sent to kill us. "Oh, I'm a friend of Caitlin," so they think. So they have a laugh, and then he starts beating them up and knocking them out with his chloroform. But then Apache Joe arrives in a minute. There he goes, knocking them out. So I'm going to take him back for Dracula. But then Apache Joe comes. Is he? Here he is. He's coming, throwing knives at Renfield, who's skipping about. It's a very much a comic book movie, to be honest. By the way, written by Robert. Well, the story was from Robert Kirkman, Walking Dead. I think that's him, isn't it? The screenplay was written by somebody else, but the screen story was from Robert Kirkman. So it is very comic booky, to be honest. And as I said, a bit like John Wick, but with vampires in it, or a vampire. Anyway, this is Apache Joe with his scarecrow mask on. And so they're fighting. See, he's super strong, knocking him about. Oh, aye. And he gets his guts ripped out or cut open. There we go, by Apache Joe. But he don't die because he's Renfield. Meanwhile, this is I forgot his name now. Teddy Lobo. Who's he played by? Where are we? There we go. Ben Schwartz. I'm sure super famous. You know what I'm like. I don't know anybody. He was taking some cocaine. In the commentary, the crew commentary, they were saying, we were hoping this film would be Universal's big cocaine release for 2023. But then that bloody film about a cocaine bear came out from Universal, I think, and stole their thunder because there's lots of cocaine in this film. Cocaine. Anyway, so there we go. Somebody's on the phone to him saying, "Yes, I'm dealing with it. I've sent in Apache Joe." And they say, his name's racist, and said, "The man cuts out people's tongues, so you call him racist." Anyway, he was the voice of Sonic. All right. And he was in some US sitcoms like Parks and Rec, which I've never seen. I know Chris Pratt were in that as well, wasn't he? Which I've never seen. I've heard it's good. I've never seen the Sonic film either. I thought in the Sonic film, I thought it was Ryan Reynolds, or were he in it? I don't know, because I've not seen it. Anyway, here it is. So he's going to cut out. There you go. He's going to cut off Renfield's tongue. Obviously, he doesn't. He stabs him with the pen. Remember the pen he got from Mulattes? I'm probably mispronouncing that. Stabs him in the neck and kicks him away. And then he just gets back up and says, "Right, I've had enough," and punches his head off. And his head goes flying out the window. And there we go, splatters into Teddy's car. Told you it's God. And then he comes out, shoving his guts back in. Here we go. Roundlands played Pikachu. Oh, right. James Marsden was the human in Sonic. See? All confusing. All these game characters. All these game characters from games like 1 billion years ago. But they just decided to start making films. Yes, it was like Detective Pikachu, wasn't it? That were Ryan Reynolds. See, it's easy to get confused if you're an idiot like me. Anyway, he comes back out, stuffing his guts back in, and he's like, what the blinking flip, he says. And so he goes driving off, knocking bollards down. And here's where we meet Aquafina. She's at DUI checkpoint. There she is there. I think that's her anyway. There she is. And she's saying, I shouldn't be here. I should be out solving real crimes, because she wants to be a good cop. And then her partner says drunk driving isn't a real crime. And, she wants to be she's not being a real cop in her opinion. But then Teddy Lobo arrives, causing his trouble. And I think it doesn't realise it's a police checkpoint. Then he notices the police, so he panics. He shoots his car and he crashes it and he gets out, and then he starts throwing the bags of cocaine at them. And He runs out. He says, "I've got a prescription for these," which were funny. Joshua Knapke's here. Dad lost track of time, but I'm here now. Yay! Yeah, you haven't missed much. You haven't been going long. Anyway, he's throwing drugs at them. Hang on. The one hits him right in the face. Will he be addicted now? Well, will he go all cocaine bear on for the rest of the film? No, he doesn't. Anyway, so she arrests him. She throws a nightstick at him, knocks him down, and arrests him. Right. So here we are. This is a real building. I don't know what it was. A hotel or a hospital. It's an old hospital, abandoned hospital in the film. It's a real building in New Orleans. I've got to say it like that now. And but the inside is actually part of it. This is part of the real building. They went to great pains to say this in the commentary. This is part of the real building. But then when they get into this room, this is a set. So this is like Dracula's lair. So he's bringing the bodies in. And this is Dracula now. So he's not looking well. He's still not fully recovered from I presume it's from his burning incident. This is his 3.5 hour makeup that he had to sit in the chair for. But anyway, so it's brought him some stuff for him to build himself back up again. But he's not happy. He's not happy as Dracula with these. Says they're all trash. There you go. Doug is trash. He says that one doesn't even have a head. Obviously, that's Apache Joe. And he says he'd like some, a group of nuns or a busload of cheerleaders or something like that. Oh, there we go. A handful of nuns, a busload of cheerleaders. It says also like a happy couple, nice people. That's who he wants to feed off because they give him his full powers. Anyway, your daughter's 16th. Oh, well, congratulations to your daughter, Joshua. Very good. Very good. And happy birthday to Joshua's daughter. Anyway, to be 16 again. 40 years ago. Anyway, they've got a busload of cheerleaders. All right. And it says, where are we now? Going the wrong way. It says a busload of cheerleaders, and he says, what, female ones? And I thought, well, what other sort? Well, I know George Bush was a cheerleader, wasn't he? But anyway, that's why he says, don't make it a sexual thing. But anyway, it says they would bring him back to full power like that. So that's what he's got to do. And he's doing it in his Nicolas Cage voice, I wish I could do an impression of Nicolas Cage, but I can't. Maybe I could do an impression of Nicolas Cage doing an impression of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, but no, I can't. Anyway. But Joshua doesn't want to be 16 again. Well, when you get to my age. Anyway. So, he's got to go back out and find some more stuff for some more victims for Dracula. But he's still complaining about his needs. Look at all his blood bags all hooked up. I didn't actually notice this when I was watching it. I wasn't paying much attention, to be honest, to the background, and just realised they're all blood bags out. They're all drip bags, all hanging. So he obviously sits in this chair and just plugs them all into himself, doesn't he? And just absorbs that goodness. You can kill and eat. It truly is a gift. Anyway, so he's forcing the subject onto Renfield that he needs to go out and find him victims. But then we see that he sees that Renfield's injured. Let's say his guts are hanging out, and this is where we learn that Dracula's blood heals all injuries. It can even bring people back to life that are dead. Does Dracula's blood? Was that in the Bram Stoker? I don't know. I can't remember. I have read Dracula, but it was a long time ago, and I can't remember 95% of it. Anyway, so he heals up Renfield's injuries. Look, his guts go back in, and he all heals up. But anyway. Joshua says, this movie jumped into my top 10 after my first watch. Yeah, it's an amazing film. It's a lot of fun. Kind of looks like a Vidian mixed with Hellboy Del Toro character. Yes. These look like a Vidian, doesn't it? Anyway, and somebody gets the face ripped off. Speaking of Vidians, but we don't see it get put on somebody else later on. Anyway, I'm going to say something. I've got what it was. Anyway, it's all healed up. Right, back at the police station. This is Teddy Lobo in custody, and he's in a room by himself, basically saying everything, spilling his guts. And there you go. They're out there saying, there's nobody in there with him. He's just telling us everything. But so she's happy. She thinks she's going to get a promotion or whatever as Aquafina. As I said, she looks like either a pouty toddler or an old woman. And she's only 35. She's like two extremes. And that voice. But anyway, so they release him because the police are on the payroll. This is the Lobo's lawyer. I don't know who she is. Bit of a MILF, I suppose you could say. Does it say here who she is? Does it say Lobos's lawyer? Because I don't think she has a name. I don't think. Unless it's Vanessa. That looks a bit like her. Maybe. I don't know. No. Can't see anything. Anyway, whatever. Right. Where were we? So they release him because without charge, because all the police are on the Lobos's payroll. So she's not happy about it. Look, this is where we learn that her father, Maurice Quincy, she's Rebecca Quincy, by the way. Her father, Maurice Quincy, named after Quincy Morris from the original Dracula. Her dad was killed by the Lobos, I don't know how you pronounce it. Anyway, and there he is. So she's not happy. So then we see that her sister's there. Sister Kate is in the FBI office in the police station. She's also trying to bring the Lobos down, but doing it by the book. And they're totally different. They don't look anything alike. Totally different voices, but the sisters. But anyway, whatever. So we'll see that they don't really get on, but they love each other. Blah blah blah. Right, this is the Lobos HQ. See, it's very ornate. Probably in the middle of New Orleans with gold pillars and everything. It's very ostentatious. They don't care, even though they're a crime family. Here he says, this guard here, this muscly chap, says, your mother wants to see you. And he starts going upstairs and then he goes downstairs. So they're going downstairs to the murder room. Downstairs, here we go. This is the murder room. We see this again at the end of the film. And I don't know if it was this scene here or the scene at the end of the film in the murder room, but apparently they had the tornado warnings that day because this is on location in New Orleans. That tornado warnings. So I don't know if they had to evacuate. They didn't actually say. They just say on this day it was tornadoing. Anyway, so here we see this is Bella Lobos, and she's overseeing somebody being tortured to death. And this is Shore Agdashlu, who's been in everything. She's been in loads of stuff. Heard of the amazing voice, but she's the matriarch of the family. Woke. Anyway. Speaking of other topics, y'all watch 30 Coins. No, I've never heard of it. And neither has Wingrace. I don't know that one. Anyway, so she's not happy. She's not happy that what Teddy's been getting up to. He's making a mockery of their family, that the most ruthless in New Orleans. Sorry, New Orleans. But anyway, there you go. My family is an empire, Teddy, and she needs to know it's secure. So he's got to go out and find this. This person who's basically killed Apache Joe, and caused all this to happen. Right, so Rebecca and her partner, whose name I can't remember, obviously, is the back at where Mitch was, where it went down with Mitch and Apache Joe. So they're looking for clues. Says, she finds the pen with all the blood on it, and it's also got not only Apache Joe's blood, it's also got DNA from Renfield on, because they identify him somehow later on from it. But so she's found a clue. Meanwhile, back in the Mulattes, he's looking for his victims for Dracula. So obviously, he's worrying look, and he sees he's looking around the people. Is it going to show us? It's not bloody. Looking at every flaming thing. He sees a loving couple. Is it going to show us? There you go. There's a couple in love there, which Dracula wanted. And then he sees a handful of nuns. No, for God's sake, blood there we go. A handful of nuns. You've got to be kidding me. And then a busload of cheerleaders arrives. Oh, for crying. Then a busload of cheerleaders arrive. So he's got his pick of victims. So anyway, so they arrive at the Mulattes, probably mispronouncing it. So they're going to go in and search for more clues and see what's going on. But little do they know, Teddy Lobus is there, and the rest of his gang's going to be there. There you go. They're in their wolf masks. Lobos, you see, wolves. So they're going to go in and I think they're going to go in to kill Rebecca, basically, because she's a fly in the ointment. So anyway, but I think is opted to go for the Renfield has opted to go for the cheerleaders. So he's got his bottle of chloroform. Is he just going to chloroform all of them without the rest noticing? I don't know, but that's what his plan is. But it doesn't go. It goes awry. There he is. It goes awry because he sees Rebecca and her partner walking. So he's like walking away saying abort to himself. But then the bad guys arrive. Here they are with their, Fast and Furious lights on the cars. Tokyo Drift. I don't know. I've not even seen. So here we go. They're going in. Look. They say, hands up, everybody. Just like that. That could be a baddie. Hands up, everybody. This is a stick up. She's going to get a gun out, and they say, don't move, or I'll blow your head off. So they're gonna kill her, I suppose, and maybe everybody else. But Renfield dropped his bugs, by the way. He had his bugs that he eats for his power in a little cigarette case thing, or tobacco case, whatever. And he dropped it, and they all spilled out. So he hasn't got a bug, but he finds a fly, as we see in a moment. He's gonna look in a minute. Why? This is Teddy. Takes his mask off because she recognises him, and she says to him, she's saying, "You want then shoot me," and quite brave because he could have just pulled the trigger and shot her, but obviously he doesn't because he's a coward. Anyway, so she's egging him on. There we go. Come on, tough guy, shoot me. And anyway, he finds a bug. A fly comes flying at him, as we see in a minute. Anyway, and he's just about to shoot her, I think. But then, here we go. He arrives, does Renfield comes flying across the room and intercepts him. And it all kicks off in the bar. This is the big bar fight. So she's shooting people. He's stabbing people and chopping arms off. See, they're all shooting. It's like John Wick. Except they're all shooting. People are dying, except when it's Teddy and Rebecca shooting at each other. And they just keep missing. She hits everybody else, but she can't hit him. What's off her? Anyway, is that when he just chopped that fella's arms off? Yes, I think I just missed that. So that fella picks up a platter. There we go. Chops his arms off. It's cartoon violence. Joshua says, Renfield's bug box reminds me of Constantine's shriek beetle. You know what? I can't actually remember that. Is that in the film or in the when we saw him on TV in the CW shows? I can't actually remember. Tell you I'm going to see now. A skeleton there. Look. Anyway, says throwing stuff about. It's been all superhero-ish. And go fighting people, stabbing people. People are dying left, right, centre. The baddies. Meanwhile, the rest of the people in the bar are just cowering, Anyway, so they're beating him. They've got Teddy again, I think, or has he run out? He might have run out. I can't actually remember. I think he got away. Did Teddy? But the rest of his gang are either dead or unconscious. So he's a hero, and in his Singer from the Cure haircut. He was saying, is he military and all that? And he says, oh, yes, but the Great War. Then he says, Iraq, but whatever. Then all the other people come out. Hang on, where are we? Come on, show us. Oh, no. Here we go. They come out and say, can we get up now? And all the rest of them will get out. She's still holding on to her wine. And so she's going to start taking statements because she's a good cop. And but this is where she says he calls him a hero, so he can't believe that he's a hero. There we go. Certainly don't see your kind very often. He says, what kind's that? And she says, heroes. So he's a hero now. She really saw me. But then Dracula calls to him, Renfield. Come on, Renfield. I can't do him. Movie when he fought the bug demon in the street. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that bit. I haven't seen it for the ages, Constantine. That's got if you're watching my Until Dawn gameplay thing, playthrough, which has got Peter Stormare in it. Obviously, Peter Stormare played the devil in Constantine. I guess I can see him as Lex Luthor. I don't know. I always imagine Lex Luthor being older. I don't know. That's why I couldn't see. I forgot his name. In Batman versus Superman, he was a terrible Lex Luthor. It's Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman was the best Lex Luthor, even though he had hair, but it was a wig, so never mind. Anyway, I think it's too late to grab one of those nuns, but he doesn't. He goes back to Dracula. Who's looking a bit better. He's getting better each time we see him. So he must have, the blood bags must be working. Or Apache Joe must have had a lot of blood in him. But he's been thinking as Dracula. He says, your plan has always been just to drink blood, but Dracula's been thinking, and he's got a plan now, and he shows him his plan for world domination, and he's got it all laid out. Go on, going to show us in a minute. There we go. Show us it. Don't skip past it. I hate it when it does this. Is it coming up in a bit? Go on. They're looking at it. It's not bloody showing, is it? Oh, for Christ's sake. Go on, show us the plan for world. There we go. The plan for world domination. No vacation for Renfield. And then they go down. World domination, Dracula, D, and Renfield. Anyway. Depends on the time frame, but if Gunn is doing early soups plus Lex, it'll be fine. Eisenberg was terrible. That's it, Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg. It was bloody awful. And I like that film. I like Batman vs Superman, the Ultimate Edition, or whatever it's called. I'd call that a masterpiece. Apart from Jesse Eisenberg, it was bloody terrible. Anyway, so he's got a plan for world domination now as Dracula somehow. He's going to turn everybody in the world is either only going to be either followers or food. That's his plan. I suppose there's more wrinkles to iron out. Anyway, then they wrote books. I think we're back at the group session. Yes, we are. I can't remember her name. Is it Sarah? Probably wrong. Could be Carol or Sharon. I don't bloody know. I don't know. She says her name later on anyway. So she's telling her tale of woe, but then Renfield comes bursting in, and he's saying he's got to tell him his story or whatever. He's got to get out of a toxic relationship. Oh, it's Carol. There we go. And they all just interrupt her story, so she says that. Anyway, so he's going to tell him all about what his boss is. Well, yes, he said it started when he was following Bob, because he said Bob would make a good. Then Bob goes, friend? Yes. Anyway, so he's got to get out of this relationship with his boss. His boss keeps wanting him to, do horrible things. And his boss says he wants to dominate the world. So he's saying he's a narcissist. They obviously don't know he's Dracula. He's saying, he could kill people with the snap of his fingers. They think he's being all metaphorical, obviously. But he's going to focus on your needs. They're going to give him the advice he needs to get out of the relationship with Dracula. Obviously, it doesn't go well. And so he says, if he doesn't help Dracula, Dracula won't grow to full power. So he says, yes. Why would you put it like that? But yes. So he's going to have a change now. Is Renfield? He's going to become like a normal person. So they all give him tips and stuff. And he's now getting his own apartment. Here we are. Let's go back a bit. Going to get his own apartment. Here we go. Nice star wipe at the what's it called? I can't really make it out. Sunrise Tower. Sunrise, you see. Dracula won't be able to get him. So he's going in there. He's going to get an apartment in there. This fella here, this is the actual owner of this apartment. This isn't a set. It's actually, it's on location. This is the actual owner of the apartment that they've given. He's got a cameo in the film. So he hands the keys over. So he's tidying up his apartment, painting it bright colours, putting posters up with what's the phrase? I can't think. Confidence building phrases and stuff. He's got neighbours across the way with this kid who's got an ant farm. I don't know if it's an alien ant farm, but he puts an ant in. He says, "Here, have one for the collection," and he's released all of his bugs. He doesn't want to eat his bugs anymore. So they're giving him advice, new clothes, brush his hair, etc. There he goes, cleaning his nails, get his chakras balanced. So there we go. So he's all happy now. He's all happy. He thinks he's away from Dracula. Meanwhile, back at the station, she's accusing all the cops of being, paid off by the low bosses. And, nobody's brave enough to help her. But then Renfield arrives with his nice sweater, with a bunch of flowers for her. So he's here to give his statement. So anyway, there we go. All right, and that's he says, "Is he your boyfriend?" So she tells him to F off. There you go, Rebecca. Is this your boyfriend? Yeah, that. Anyway, so he's giving his statement, and she's thanking him. Actually, it was quite nice there when she's smiling, thanking him for saving everybody in the bar. I mean, she did her own bit. She shot a few people, didn't she? It's America. Oh dear. Right, so this is where now we're with the low bosses, and they're seeing that what Renfield did in the bar, because they can get access to all the CCTVs and stuff, and even NSA satellite cameras and all that stuff. Is that a Cosby sweater? Yeah. Oh, that's where he does use chloroform, doesn't he? Oh dear. I don't know. Bill Cosby was accused of doing something along those lines, wasn't it? Anyway, maybe not chloroform. So they're going to find out where, they're going to track him and find out where he lives. They're going to they want to kill Renfield. Right. What's this one here? Yes, she gives the pen to her sister to check up the blood work on it, get it to the lab, crime lab, whatever it's called. So she's going to do that, but she says, just send the results to me, not to anybody else. She doesn't trust anybody else. She tells that to her sister. Anyway, so she's saying she needs her help, please. So there we go. Right now, they found out where Renfield goes. Obviously, they don't know about Dracula, so the low bosses have arrived at Dracula's lair, thinking they're just going to come across Renfield, but they don't. They come across Dracula, and he starts taking them out. There we go. There's some people that are. Presume Renfield's brought these. Looks like a doctor there, doesn't it, or whatever? I don't know who the other person is. Then Dracula. Hang on. There you go. They're finding more bodies. Look. Maybe he's been out by himself because it's night time. He's probably been out by himself, hasn't he? Getting victims. So they all get taken out. There's his squad. His mum's trying to phone him. And then we go. Dracula appears in front of Teddy, and thinks being sent by the church, but no, it's being sent by the low bosses. And this is why you're here. We're looking for Renfield, and he shows him a picture of Renfield and says, "He's my servant." So there you go. And he breaks the phone, and that one to show us again. Oh, it's not going to show us it now, is it? That didn't look like Nicolas Cage then, did it? See if I can pause it again. It was the right place. Him? Oh, maybe. Is that a stuntman or is that Nicolas Cage? Can we? That's not Nicolas Cage, is it? And that terrible. Couldn't Nicolas Cage do that by himself? Just do a force push, and that doesn't look like Brian Schwartz either, does it? So, a couple of stand-ins for that shot. Anyway, Renfield's trying to phone Rebecca, get her answering machine. He's got an answering machine, and so he says, he's want to go out for a meal or something like that. And then as he's leaving the message, he opens up his flat, and Dracula's there. I don't know. Maybe can track him through psychic means. I don't know. Dracula's there waiting for him in his apartment. So obviously he's not happy. He's being all nice, but threatening at the same time. But he ends up turning aggressive because Renfield keeps saying, I don't need you anymore. We're in a toxic relationship, etc. And then he says he's a husk, and that comes back later on. Dracula calls Renfield a husk, an empty husk, and and that comes back later with Teddy. But anyway, so it's a confrontation. And they go, how to defend yourself against a narcissist. It's all nonsense, obviously. But it is to Dracula anyway. There you go. Hang on, I've lost it again. Where are we? Oh, see, bloody skipping on this is dead annoying. There we go. I am enough and I have enough. Or if you watch the Barbie film, which I've not seen, but Kenough. I am Kenough. Anyway, so his thing was, I will reduce this studio apartment to ash, etc. But what happens here? I can't really remember. Does he just go? I can't remember. He's gone for now. He's gone anyway. But him and Dracula have parted not on good terms. Right, so she's going round. This is the fellow that were with Mitch and the other people. She's the classed as missing persons, and she thinks they've been murdered. And this is not Mitch, but somebody else. Mitch was Caitlin's chap, who actually is here. But I can't remember his name. Well, her chap. These are part of the group, Renfield's group. And she's saying, thank God, I hope he was murdered. We're torn to little tiny pieces and all that, but I shouldn't be saying that to a cop. But anyway. Carla. Oh, there we go. That's Caitlin looking happier. She's friends with Carla. She learns that Mitch is probably dead as well. So they don't know because they haven't found his body. There we go. Missing person, Mitch Flaherty. So they're all happy. Anyway. So this is where she learns that, that's it. That's where Dracula went. Dracula's gone to the group. So luckily, they're not there. Carla and Caitlin. But Dracula's gone to deal with the group. And now Rebecca's going to find out about the group. So here we are at the group. It's a church. I can't remember what they call it now. Some at church, but it's actually in a gym. Anyway, so she's telling Carol's there, telling the story again. Then she gets interrupted again by Renfield. So she just say, am I ever going to tell my story? But Renfield arrived. He says, we all have to leave now. We're all in danger. So what's wrong? And then the door opens by itself, and we see a foot appear, but it doesn't enter. But then the fella says, can I help you? And come right in. And Renfield's like saying, no, because you've got to invite a vampire in. By the way, Dracula got into Renfield's apartment, without invitation, because he had a welcome mat, and it said, welcome, come on in, on Renfield's doormat. So that's how we got in there. So that works as well. So anyway, in he comes. There's Dracula with his top hat and his cane, and they said to him, you can leave your top hat and cane by the door. But, so he introduces himself. Some call me, I'm the Prince of Wallachia. Some call me the Lord of Darkness, or stuff like that, or the Lord of Death, whatever. Prince of Darkness, wanted Dracula. And to others I am known simply as Dracula. They don't seem that, obviously they seem a bit concerned, but because his teeth. Anyway. Then he does some flying, so they finally believe that he is Dracula. It says, okay, we're obviously dealing with more than narcissism here. So he ends up begging to Dracula, not to hurt these people. And he's saying, no, I promise you the power of a god. And he says, these are good, don't hurt them because these are good people. And then Dracula says, ooh, just what I needed. You finally brought me what I've been asking for, he says. So he goes around and kills them all. But he throws Renfield across the room, and then we keep seeing this shot, which is actually a special effects shot. It's on a wire against a green screen, and the behind it is it's a plate from the gym, but they wanted to recreate it to do it like that, so they could show him in slow motion and could put the camera where they wanted and all that. For the effects, so they could have just wired him up in the gym, I suppose, and done it like that in slow motion, but they wouldn't have had as much control, they said. So here he is going around murdering the group, and he does kill them all, except for Carla and Caitlin, obviously, because they're not there. They're having margaritas at Carla's house. So he's going killing them all. There we go. And so he leaves. There's Dracula. This way he does a smile, and it just reminds me. It might be later on. He does a smile in this at some point that just reminds me of that film, that lost film. Is it London After Midnight with Lon Chaney Senior as that vampire figure? I don't know what he's called, but with his similar teeth to that, and it just reminded me of that because he wears a top hat in that scene as well. So I'm sure it's in this bit. Anyway, right. So he's obviously despondent. Is Renfield, because all of his friends are now dead. But then Dracula buggers off, and you up, Joe? Bloody cat making noises. But then Rebecca and the partner arrive, and they see all this carnage, so obviously think he's responsible. So they arrest him, and then he goes out. The partner says, "I'll call this in." So she arrests him. She puts handcuffs on him, on Renfield, and they put him in the car. Just as they're doing that, loads of other cars appear. We get police cars and the low boss Fast and Furious cars arrive. So it's like, what's going on? And then a partner, there we go, as you see, pulls a gun on her as well. Says sorry. So he's on the payroll, the low boss payroll as well. And we see Bella, low boss is there, but it's not bloody showing us because the bloody skipping. Stupid. There's the police chief. And he's offering Rebecca, join us. And we got better hours, better pay, better parking space. You can have Kyle's parking space. There you go. Kyle's not happy about that. There she is. Bella's arrived. And so they're going to, take them in, so to speak, or kill them, whichever way they want it. But obviously, she's not going to give in, is Aquafina. And she shoots something overhead. I don't know, a street light or a transformer or whatever, one of these things up there. And in the distraction, she jumps in the police car, drives away as they're all shooting at it. There we go, find them. And now the fugitives, look. Now the fugitives. Right, so who's this? This is Teddy back at Dracula's place. He's unconscious. Or is he dead? I don't know. Anyway, Dracula brings him back either to consciousness or life. I can't actually remember. And Dracula, he makes him an offer. He says, we can help each other, so sort of thing. It is entertaining that everybody kind of dislikes Kyle more so than Quincy. Yeah, no. If I were in the police, I'd probably be like Kyle. Nobody'd like me either. Anyway, because he's a door. I think Kyle's a doormat, isn't he? Probably. Bit of probably a brown nose. He's the brown nose of the office, isn't he? Anyway, back at Dracula's place, he brought Teddy round, and he's making him an offer. And basically, Teddy and his gang that are there, I presume Dracula's going to bring him back to life with his superpowered blood. I used to have superpowered blood, by the way. A bit of personal information. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with like super high blood pressure and hypertension and all that. And I used to get my blood pressure, I can't remember, like 200 over 170 or something like that, something ridiculously high. God knows how I was still alive. And they used to take my blood out, the needle and that, and you could actually hear it. It was coming out that fast. You could actually hear it coming. So I used to say I had super blood. And then they put me on lots of tablets and I'm fine now and I don't have super blood anymore. Anyway. Right, so there we go. Can the family raise me soldiers? So it's going to make like an army of familiars that I presume all eat bugs to give themselves superpowers. But we'll get to that. There we go. He's going to unleash an army of death. There we go. Right, so there you go. Got to meet my mom. And is it? No, it's not that way. It's like a little bit of that London After Midnight smile. But he did it with his top hat on. It might have been before. When we saw him in his top hat at the gym. This is happy. You're happy you're going to F me up. He's happy. Right, Aquafina's, for some reason, is asleep. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. It doesn't tell us. Because last we saw, they were driving away, weren't they? With her behind the wheel. But they're at Renfield's apartment. And she's asleep. So did she pass out or something? Did she faint with all the stress? I have no idea. I was about to say, too much information, Steve. Yeah, well, whatever. Whatever. Anyway, did she pass out? Don't know. But Renfield's looking after her. He's making cookies. It's supposed to be like that, by the way. Did she got shot and passed? Did she get shot? I don't know. I saw the windows smash and stuff, and I didn't notice she got shot. Anyway, yes, in the shoulder there. Dead thick, aren't they? So I presume he's patched her up then. So obviously still don't trust him, and he's made cookies, and she doesn't know what's going on. Then either Then she's eating a cookie. Then the phone rings, or she phones her sister, or whatever. That's where they're talking about, his dealings with Dracula. She obviously doesn't believe, it's the Dracula yet. But anyway. Right, so she ends up talking to her sister on the phone. Right. Well, they could tell him that Count Dracula, obviously, she don't believe him. She says Count Dracula, and he goes, no, President Dracula. 'Cause it's being sarcastic. Right, so, yes, a sister's phoning saying this fella Renfield could be one of the world's not greatest, but most prolific serial killers, and he could be at least 80 years old. So probably more than that, isn't it? If it's going by the Dracula novel timeline, that would get 1897-ish, something like that, wasn't it, when that novel came out? So, and he was, I don't know, 30 then. So 1867 he was born. So it's 160 years old, give or take. But she says probably 70 or 80 years old. It's a bit older than that, ain't it? But because there's all these cases from all over the world, and then she says, "Where are you now?" She says, "Well, I'm at his place. He's giving me cookies." But he's in her custody because he's still got his handcuffs on. But anyway, she says, "Well, I'm going to bring him in, but we can't do this, officially or through the station because all the cops are in on it." So it says, "Meet us at the Cafe du Monde," or whatever the hell it's called. So they're going to meet there. And they're going out, but then all police cars arrive. Here they go. All the police cars are arriving because they're going to take them down. There we go. They're watching on because all the police are corrupt, and so there's no way out. So he says to her, "I need to find a bug to eat," and this way he says, "Their life force gives me power." And says, "Yes, it's confusing, but trust me, it works." And he can't find a bug. But then the kid, he remembers the kid with the ant farm, so he eats all the kids' ant farms. And the mother says, "You're a bad person." He says, "Yeah, well, go on, say it. Say the line. Sometimes that comes in handy." And his eyes glow. Then he jumps through the window, takes out that fella somehow with a force push, and just breaks out of his handcuffs and starts taking people out, shooting and stabbing and all this stuff going on. He rips the fella's arms off. Is that this bit? Oh, I've missed. There we go. Rips that fella's arms off. Squirt. Oh dear. There's another bit as well that it's in the end credits. I don't think you see it in this bit where it pulls the fella's hand off or something and then hits him with it or something like that. It's in the end credits, like a deleted scene. So they're taking them all out. There you go. He throws the other fella's arms at these two and impales them. Oh dear. All right, this fella's got hold of Rebecca. He's going to take her down with him, but then Renfield does that, and then waves at her on the way down. Look, very, very amusing. Cafe du Monde, great big. I've no idea. I've no idea. I love the psycho daughter sister clapping in joy at the carnage. Yeah. Yeah, she's like egging on Renfield, wasn't she? She's like happy that all the people that are supposedly on her side are getting killed. But anyway. Right, so they've survived. But the police chief says he's out. So he leaves, but then gets his head cut off and thrown back in, or ripped off, by Teddy. Actually, close the blinds. Teddy comes in, but it's not bloody showing us. There it is. And he closes. They've got these big shutters, not blinds. Got these big shutters that they close because they're bringing Dracula in, and it's where Bella meets Dracula now. There you go. Yeah, going blah blah. Hello, Mr. Dracula. The pleasure is all mine. So they're going to be a team. So here at the Café du Monde, which apparently, I don't know if it is. I think in the commentary they said it's not. It is, but it's the Café du Monde, something like nearby, but they want to film here. Maybe it's on the roof. I don't know. Or it's in another area. But the Café du Monde, let them use the name, but they wanted this church in the background. So, but I think maybe from the real place you couldn't get that particular view. So, but anyway, so. This is where he's showing her a picture of his family. There we go. From the olden days. Presumably they're long dead now. He's probably got great grandchildren running about. The church is much closer to Café du Monde. Oh, right. So they probably shot it away from where it was. Because they wanted the church in the shot. And maybe if they were at the actual cafe, it'd be too close, maybe. But anyway. So here he is, his regrets about leaving his family. And he's telling all about Dracula, that he can get in your head and read your mind and all that, and knows your desires and your greed. And but anyway, so they've got I don't know what they're sitting here for. They're waiting for her sister, aren't they? That's what it is. Her sister. She gets a phone call from Bella. At the same time, Dracula uses his psychic powers to get in touch with Renfield. So they've got they've got Rebecca's sister. They've got Kate. So they're telling them both to, go there. They'll kill them and all that. So off they go. So anyway, this apparently this scene here where they're talking next to the car. They kept having to reshoot it because fire engines and police cars and stuff kept driving by, and they didn't want those in the shot for some reason. Well, obviously not police cars because they're supposed to be on the run, aren't they? These two. But anyway, and I think the dialogue when they were in the cafe part on that veranda or whatever it was, I think it were all ADR'd that because it was super noisy. Apparently, there were all the traffic outside and noise of boats on the river or something, and it was just really noisy. So that ADR it all. Anyway, so they're heading over to the Low Boss's HQ, but they've got to tool up now. So they're going to get lots of weapons. He needs lots of bugs. Gun's not going to be enough. He's needs lots of bugs. So they're going to a bait store. And they need a protection circle. So they need to get some powder to make a protection circle. If you say the right words, are they the words? Na 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 na. There's almost always police or emergency. I was running around the French Quarter. It's a mess. Oh well, that's the French for you. Decides to eat some bugs now. He says, "Can you maybe save that for later?" And does a nice little smile at her with all bugs in his teeth. There, look, that's very amusing. My teeth look like that, but I'm British, so I'm allowed to have teeth like that because I'm Austin Powers. Yeah, baby, yeah. Right, so they're heading into. By the way, they've got Teddy's car. I forgot to mention that. They stole Teddy's car, presumably from the police lockup. And they're heading in. Kind of like Matrix style, but different. So in they go. There you go. She's there, waiting for him. Is Bella. Joshua says, my daughter's actually going to New Orleans Friday, Saturday for a JROTC competition. What's JROTC then? I don't know. But good luck. Good luck to your daughter, Joshua. Good luck. Hope she does well. Anyway. Right, so Teddy and his gang are going to come out and start fighting in a minute. Here they come, look. Mr. Teddy Snorts. Is it going to be Teddy Snorts? I missed it. Go back. There we go. I've just gone too far. Come on, show us. There we go. He snorts a centipede, whatever it is, because it's disgusting. Anyway, And all the rest come out. They're all their eyes are glowing. So maybe they've snorted centipedes as well. So it all kicks off. So they're all fighting and shooting. And there goes, she's shooting people. Remember, they're all super powered as well. But you can still hurt them. Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. All right, cool. Cool. Well, best of luck. Best of luck to your daughter, Joshua. Hope it goes well. Hope it goes well. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll be amazing. Anyway, right. Oh yes, she's saying she's run out of bullets because she's up on the landing with Teddy. She's saying I'm out of bullets. So he says, I don't need bullets to kill you, biatch. And there you go. But she comes out with a shotgun and blows him away. He's not dead though. Meanwhile, Renfield's fighting all these lot. There's no arms and legs coming off just yet. But they're all fighting away. Meanwhile, she's gone in as Rebecca's gone in to see Bella, but then Dracula appears. She closed the shutters again. Dracula appears behind her and disarms her easily, just takes the gun off her. And they have a nice long chat. He's basically giving her an offer. She can't refuse. So he's talking to Rebecca up there while Teddy and Renfield are fighting. And saying it comes with a cost. And he says he'll make you his slave. He says, see, that's where you're wrong, because Master told me. And then he goes, oh, just realised he's a slave. So they carry on fighting. But meanwhile, he's saying that Rebecca should join him. So that blah, blah, blah. Imagine what I could do with you by my side. And he promises, all right, in a bit, while they're still fighting. Apparently, they've killed Kate as the low bosses. And he says, I'll bring your sister back to life, with his magic blood. We see, oh, God's sake, show us there. He beckons to this gurney. It brings in the dead body of Kate. There we go. Apparently that were wheeled in. Why didn't they just do it on a string or something? But actually wheeled in by a man in a green suit. Them green, wheeling it in, and then they removed him. Why didn't they just pull it in on a wire or something? I don't know. But anyway, it seems a bit overindulgent, that, doesn't it? There we go. My blood will bring her back. So now she's got the choice to make. Is she going to save her sister, or Dracula save her sister, or join Dracula? All asking exchange. He says, he's you. And obviously he can hear this. I presume Teddy can hear all this as well, because they've got some sort of like vampire walkie-talkie psychic thing going on. And he's saying, don't listen to him. But Teddy throws Renfield across the room. And he says, you're an empty husk. And he says, I'm a full husk. Is that what he says? I can't remember. See, that is why. Go on, say it. Dracula, hang on, work so well together. Go on, say, I'm a full husk. I don't think he knows what a husk is, does he? Anyway. I've got to look at my notes. Check my notes again. The bar fight scene earlier on. See, what is the point of me doing notes? I don't even bloody read them. A fella gets thrown up in the air and never comes down again. I forgot to mention that. There were a funny thing in the commentary where they were talking about Nicolas Cage when he were talking to Bella. Could see all these rings and that. It said Nicolas Cage, he had a say in all the jewelry and stuff. And he says, Nicolas Cage said, he got him in touch with his ring guy. And this fella in the commentary, I don't know who he was, said, Nicolas Cage's ring guy. No, they were all laughing. That's it, right, so far. Right, so he's a full husk. But then Renfield's got a bug. Maybe it's a special bug, I don't know, in the little gold case. Hang on. That he just gets out of nowhere. There we go. Just eats it. And then he does a super kick. There we go. And he cuts to an X-ray so we can see all of Teddy's bones breaking inside his body and all his internal organs becoming external organs. Oh dear. So that's the end of Teddy Lobo, we presume. But he's not doing well, look. And it looks like he's been shot a few times. I never noticed that. But anyway, there are lots of bullets flying. By the way, let's make sure we're still going. We've detected, should be all right. A copyright warning. It's YouTube, isn't it? But I think we're fine. We're still going on Rumble, and we're still going on Twitch. Yes, I'm just checking, making sure we're still going. Is that still saying that? It still says copyright warning. I'm sure it's okay. We will see. Hang on, I'd better check, Ant. Did it? Bear with me. Bear with me. Did it? Yes, we're still going. Yes. You just heard me going, did it again. Right. Well, there's his rings. From his ring guy. There we go. There you see. Nicolas Cage's ring guy. So, she's saying she's no choice. She's got to do it for her sister. He's begging her not to. And he's not a monster. She's actually talking about Renfield. She's not actually talking about Dracula, but he thinks she's talking about Dracula, but she's talking about Renfield, really. So she says she hugs Dracula, and is this the bit where he does the? Oh, maybe not. But she presses the button to open the blinds. Oh, there we go. And for some reason, they don't open immediately. There's a button that says open and close. She's pressing the open. For some reason, they don't open immediately. And you think something's going to happen. Then she presses it again. But then they start opening. I thought, oh, was something supposed to happen there in between? I don't know. But they just open up and it bursts into flames, obviously. And then it turns into bats that are on fire, and the bats come bombing out and knock over Shorey Agdashlu. So they're all on fire. Then they run down into the murder room. Remember, the murder room's downstairs. You know, we were told, weren't we, earlier on in the film? They were upstairs, and now they've run all the way downstairs into this murder room, followed by these bats that are now not on fire anymore. And anyway, he's down for the count for some reason. Succumbed to his injuries, I suppose. So she's got to deal with Dracula herself. But Dracula's taunting her. There we go. He grabs hold of the gun and he picks up Rebecca, and they go gliding up, because we saw him fly earlier on, go gliding up. And she shoots him in the foot. There we go. She's shooting away, shoots him in the foot and says, "Oh, you just shot my foot." But as they're hovering there, I presume she did this on purpose. I say he's gone too bloody far. Your foot still bleeds, and then we see the blood dripping onto Renfield. Remember, Dracula's blood superpowered. Is he dead and it brings him back to life, or is it just heal all his wounds? Don't know. But then Dracula's about to bite Rebecca with his special, film climax fangs. But Renfield appears, grabs hold of him, and hang on, there we go. Grabs hold of him. The fangs go through his hand, and he's going, "Die!" And he rips the fangs out. There they go, over one another. He rips the fangs out. Now he's got Wolverine claws. You can't take my teeth, he says. He just grows some more. Is it going to show us? It starts growing some more teeth. And Renfield starts thinking about his group. I am enough and all that. How to overcome destructive relationships, etc. Toxic, blah, blah, blah. And he gets super powered somehow, because of the courage of his convictions. And he just starts beating up Dracula. And they go, "I am enough." And he's just pounding him in the face, beating and beating, full power. And but Dracula knocks him off, and Dracula turns into smoke as that's coming at him. But then we see this has appeared in the middle of the murder room. As you see, there we go. He's in a containment. I forgot the protection circle. He's in a protection circle that Aquafina, Rebecca, whatever, had made while they were fighting. She had enough wherewithal to presumably go on her phone, and she went to a Tumblr thing and learned how to make a protection circle. And she's using cocaine because apparently any powder will do. And she just knew the right words because it were on the internet, and it worked. So he's now trapped in this protection circle. There you go. There you go. Use cocaine. So what they're going to do now? So now they're going to basically chop up Dracula. But beforehand, he says, "Hail Satan!" He goes, "I wish to spend a season in hell." And he goes, "Hail Satan," which were an ad lib from Kevin Nicolas Cage. Figure the circle was part of the plan. I don't know, because it wasn't there at the beginning, was it? But they did mention it. But if it was part of the plan, why did she have to use cocaine to do it? Didn't they have the stuff with them? I don't know. And she said they looked it up on the Tumblr thing. So I'm guessing she just did it while they were fighting, and she just quickly looked it up. Anyway, whatever, it worked anyway. So he says, "Hail Satan," which were a Nicolas Cage ad lib, which they kept in, much to Nicolas Cage's surprise, apparently. But then they start chopping him up, beating him up with hammers and chopping him up, and then they decide to. They said there's so much lore about how to kill vampires, you don't know which is the thing to use, so they decide to use all of them. And it says there, I've seen him come back so many times. So they chop him up, use holy water, cement him into ice cube blocks, and tip him down the drain. So presume, they said that might not even kill him, but it'll slow him down. So he won't be back for a while. So anyway, so they've arrested. She's alive. Is Bella. So they've arrested her and they've brought back. There we go, a sister. They've used Dracula's blood to bring her sister back. And so all is good in the world. And Renfield's ready to give himself in. He says he's got to pay for the crimes he's committed. And she says, no, you'd be no good, basically, in prison, so to speak. She doesn't say that, but you could do more good out there. Which sounds like it's a pilot for a TV series, doesn't it? But moving from town to town, righting wrongs with his superpowers after eating bugs. Renfield, coming soon to Fox. Anyway, so she's not going to arrest him. I don't want you to go somewhere just to punish yourself. You can do more good out there, whatever. It's never too late to be a hero. So off he's going to go. There we go. Back to his group. She's with him. And they've brought everybody back with the Dracula blood. I presume they did it quite quickly because I'm guessing the bodies were still lying there. So that within a few hours, maybe, they've gone back and revived all these people. Resurrected, that's the word I'm looking for. They resurrected these people with the Dracula blood. There we go. And this fella says, "Thank you for using the Dracula blood to bring us back from the other side, where you've seen things that you cannot see and know things that you cannot unknow." There you go. Come back from the other side that you can't unknow. Anyway, so cool. So everybody's back and everything's lovely. And, everything's cool. And that's the end of the film. Directed by Chris McKay. And we get some, it's a credits scene, end credits scene, where there's something going on all the way through the credits, all the way to the end. There's no black screen. He does look a little like Peter Petrelli. That name rings a bell. Is he from Heroes? Is that Peter Petrelli? Probably not. Anyway. So, let's get through these. See if we can see any of the deleted scenes or whatever's in the end credits. There we go, Renfield, a nice old thing. There were actually a dance number in this film as well, which we see a little clip of. What we see in there. Oh, this bit here. Hang on, see if we can see it again. Is it Bob? Bob's going to get thrown across the room. This is when Dracula were taking out the group. And there we go. That happens. And he gets his face smashed into that chair. And they made him take it out. I don't know if it was Universal or the censors. Was it MPAA, whatever they call it, MPA. Made him take it out. I don't know why the crew were saying, well, it's an R-rated film, but maybe they've given him an X certificate. They thought that was a bit much. Somebody having his face smashed in on the chair. Yeah, we've seen people get their arms ripped off and all sorts. Bonkers. Anyway, now let's cross Renfield with Dylan Dog. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me, I'm hopeless. Do we see there's a bug, more teeth. Do we see the hand gag? There's his top hat in his London After Midnight homage, I'm guessing. See if we see the. Is this it? This might be it. Is this it? Where there we go. He's got the hand. He's ripped somebody's hand off, and then he hits him with it. That's it. Yes, that another deleted scene from the courtyard fight. This is the dance scene that were cut. Don't know why there were a dance scene. I don't know, but it wouldn't have made sense, would it, in the middle of the film? Maybe they just did it as a gag for the gag reel. Maybe I don't know. But anyway, I think that's about it. Yes, and it ends as you see. We're near the end. Look, and we end on Dracula. And then there we go. Then the film breaks and ends. And that's it. That's the end of the film. Right. So we'll leave it there. Right. So anyway, it's a cool film. Get it. It's on Blu-ray. I presume it's on 4K as well. I don't know, but I've got it on Blu-ray, and it's a good disc. Some nice special features in. The commentary is bloody hard to find. I thought it was. So I was looking at the special features, and I thought, there's like deleted scenes, like a making of, which is like 12 minutes. I thought that's a bit poo. And then I just happened upon this commentary track. But anyway. Jeff says, fun movie of the supernatural action comedy ilk, starring Brandon Routh, also set in New Orleans. Oh, is that Dylan Dog? Oh, right. Oh, never heard of it. Never heard of it. But it sounds interesting. Brandon Routh is a good actor. So, based on the graphic novel, Italian, I think. Oh, right. I'll have a look out for that. Dylan Dog. I'll keep a beady eye out. But yeah, anyway, Renfield's a lot of fun. As I said, it's like John Wick with a vampire in it. And I think, is that why it didn't do well at the box office? Because it was out at the same time as John Wick Chapter 4? Could be. Because there were not much else out, I don't think, at the same time. Let's have a look. Because it says here somewhere. Pope's Exorcist, that went out at the same time. Can't think. Would that impinge on its box office? Mafia Mama. Never heard of it. Sweetwater and Sutsumi. No idea. But it debuted fourth behind Super Mario Brothers, Pope's Exorcist, and John Wick Chapter 4. So, and it didn't do well, and it didn't get good ratings either, as I said. What was its... let me check on Rotten Tomatoes. 58% in the critics. What are you on there for? Silly moo. Hang on. Just a mo. Bear with me. Where is it? Oh, never mind. I'll type it in. Bloody type it in. Rotten Tomatoes. Right, off we go. What we're looking for, Renfield. Where's the search box? It's there. In front of you, stupid man. Oh, if I could spell. Go away. telling me I've got an ad blocker. I bloody know I've got an ad blocker. Right. Yes, 58% critics scores, 79% audience score. I thought it'd have a better audience score because it is a crowd pleaser. But obviously, you know, too gory and broad for the critics. Yes, critics are idiots. Yes, they are. Yes, didn't get a lot of publicity. I don't know. I remember before it came out, there were a few news stories about the paparazzi had seen Nicolas Cage as Dracula, hadn't there? So a lot of that popping up in the news. Photos of him in the red crushed velvet suit and stuff with his Dracula fangs in and that. Anyway, but it didn't do well, and it should have done better. And it's a shame because Chris McKay. I don't know what Chris McKay's next thing is. Let's have a look. Let's see. Does it say on IMDb? Chris McKay, because he's a good director. He did the Tomorrow War, which were a lot of fun as well. So what's he known? What's he got upcoming? Let's have a look. Upcoming. Oh, Johnny Quest film in development. Nightwing is in pre-production, and Lego Batman 2. Nightwing, is that a Batman one? Oh, it is. It is. It looks to be in the Christian Bale, in the Snyderverse sort of thing. Is that something that's not going to be happening anymore? Has this been in ongoing for like years and years? I don't know. But anyway, that's what it says on IMDb. He's going to do a Nightwing film, which is interesting. Right. Anyway, never mind. Right. We'll leave it there. What we got coming up next? Let's have a look. What day are we on? We're on Monday. Wednesday's my news stream. There'll be a review of the next episode of Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, later on in the week. I can't remember what day it comes out. What else? Friday. The appointment with fear this week is Sleepy Hollow, which I've only got on DVD. I haven't got on Blu-ray, but never mind. I nearly bought the Blu-ray the other day, but for some reason didn't bother. But anyway, that's a cool film. That's on Friday, and I haven't decided what next week's films are yet. So I'll decide something later in the week. I might do Starship Troopers, but I might not. We'll see. Right, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks, Joshua. Thanks, Wingrace. Hang on. I got to watch Monarch before I watch your reviews. Yeah, it'd help. Got to spoil them, you know what I'm like. I just go through it, don't I? Just go through the episodes and talk about them. Tell you what's happening. I should put spoilers in big bloody letters, shouldn't I? But never mind. It's good. I like that Monarch. At the moment, my son's got me watching Siren. Is it Siren or Sirens? It's a series. It's on Disney Plus over here. And he's got me watching that. And it's quite good. It's about mermaids. Starship Troopers for the win. Yes. Cool film. I might do that next Monday. Yeah, sod it. Starship Troopers next Monday. Cool film. And also a cool record. 1978. I lost my heart to a Starship Trooper. Hey, Sarah Brightman and Hot Gossip. I don't know if that was released in America, but over here. Look it up on YouTube. Sarah Brightman, Hot Gossip. I lost my heart to a Starship Trooper. Brilliant song. Anyway, we'll leave it there. So, as I said, thanks, Joshua. Thanks, Wingrace, for helping me out in the chat. Nobody else popped in, did they, that I didn't notice. Go and subscribe to Wingrace's channel. He's always uploading new videos. I don't think Joshua, you've not got a channel, have you, Joshua? I don't think you have you? If you have, go and subscribe to Joshua's channel as well. I'll have to check. I don't think you have. But go and subscribe to Wingrace's channel because he's always uploading videos, either reviews or stuff like that. Check his community section. He does what they call them, polls and stuff like that. But anyway, so yes, give Wingrace a whirl. Thank you, everybody that's been subscribing to my channel. We're encroaching on 500 subscribers. We're getting there. I think we're on Let's have a look. Let's see what we're up to. We were on 485 last time I checked. I suspect it'll probably go down before it goes up again. No, we're still on 485. So another 15, and I'll be up to 500. But I still won't get monetized. You know, they changed it, didn't they? Where you get 500 and you can start having like super chats and memberships and stuff. But I don't think I'll have enough views. No, minutes watched or something like that. I don't think I'll have enough of those. But anyway, we will see. But thank you to everybody that's subscribed. Thanks to everybody that's commented on the particularly the Doctor Who video, which not the review, the video that I talked about, the BBC's own reviewer didn't like the first of the specials. That over 2,000 views, which is a lot for me, and a few comments on there. Some of them have not been nice, and I've had to delete them. I did say the other day on a stream that I want deleting the comments, but a couple of them have been, not just insulting basically. So I just deleted those. But anyway, so there, don't be insulting, and you'll not get your comment deleted. Right, we'll leave it there. So wherever you are, look after each other, and until next time, I'll say that and be nice. If you can't be nice, be better. I don't know. Right, I'm going now. Bye.